I like to call this trick the impossible coincidence trick, and it starts with a totally shuffled deck of cards. So the first step is for the spectator to take about half the cards and just place them here on the table. So I'm going to have the spectator say stop around halfway. We'll place the cards on the table, and then I'm going to invite them to cut these in half somewhere and place the other half on top at an angle, and we'll get back to these cards a little bit later. But for now, with this half, we're going to have the spectator choose another random card out of these cards over here, all right? So from here, we're going to deal the cards into two piles just like this, and I'll try and do this as quickly as possible. But essentially, I'm going to have the spectator choose one of these two cards that we are left with here on top from this shuffled deck. So they have a completely free choice to choose either this card or this card, no force. Let's say they want this one, but actually no, they changed their mind and they want this one over here. So they want the ace of diamonds. Look, you could have chosen this card. You could have chosen the king of clubs, but no, you want the ace of diamonds. Because you chose the ace of diamonds, if I just snap my hands over the pile you just cut, can you go ahead and take a look at the top card of the pile that you just cut? And lo and behold, it perfectly matches. The secret for this trick is to remove any two pairs from the deck. I use the two red aces and the two black kings. The setup is you're going to take an ace and a king like this, and then a king and an ace like this. The king and the ace will go on top, and then the ace and the king will go on the bottom of the deck. So this will be your deck setup. Once you're in this position, you'll invite the spectator to cut about half the cards for themselves. And before you actually have them do this, you're going to slip cut the top card into the middle of the deck and hold a pinky break, separating it like this so that your pinky goes below that card. So when you place the deck on top, and when you pick up these cards, now that king will be on the bottom of this packet with your break. So now you're going to riffle force this half of the deck by having them say stop anywhere, and wherever they say stop, you're going to pick up the cards at the break. So now you have an ace and a king on the top and bottom of this pile. Now they're going to perform a cross-cut force on themselves by cutting this pile in half and placing the other half on top at an angle. So at this point, you can give this pile a little false shuffle if you want. Just maintain these two cards on the bottom of the deck. Once those cards are back on the bottom of the deck, you're going to deal the cards into two piles back and forth, and the king and the ace will be the final two cards that you deal on the top of these two piles. So now it truly doesn't matter which card they choose. It's a completely free choice. Basically what will happen is if they want the ace of hearts, you will show that they could have chosen the king. However, you know that the ace will be on the top face down. So you don't even show this card. All you will say is, look, you cut to the ace over here. If they want the king, for example, you will give them the king and say, look, you could have chosen the ace, and the card that you magically cut to is perfectly matching. And then you're going to show the bottom card here, and don't even think about showing this card at all. Just take this card out and leave it just like this.